junkie on the mic. Worldwide flight, builders in the base, making futures bright. Many have dreams, stacking beams, take the lead. Base apps unite, planting every seed. From Tokyo towers to Parisian streets, builders coding visions, no defeat. Many app magicians pulling from the ether, scripts tighter than a bank vault keeper. Silicon spark where the minds all merge. Fireside stories fuel truth in the search. Blueprints blazing, innovations choir, ideas catching fire, lifting empires higher. Base builders around the world, hands raised. Every mini app's a candlelight in new ways. Code and create, let the passion unfurl. Fireside media shines on the builder world. Base the world. Fireside media shines on the builder world. Fingers on the keys, symphonies of syntax, builders dropping beats, every line impacts. From the desert top Dubai to NYC, on base and beyond, boundless energy. Spotlights on the cruise, every block they tether. Fireside media tells how they build together. Baseline thumping, hearts start jumping, change in the air, you can feel it pumping.
Dream it, build it, watch it ignite. Base apps blooming, stars in the night.
Base builders around the world, hands raised. Every mini app's a candlelight in new ways. Code and create, let the passion unfurl. Fireside media lifts the builder world. Base world. Fireside media lifts the builder world. Base world. Fireside media lifts the builder world.
Yo! And welcome to another edition of Fireside Media, the Monday to Thursday show where we highlight the latest and greatest builders on base and beyond. Guys, sometimes people say that this is a bear market, but I say this is build season, and we have another builder duo who is here today to present, because at the end of the day, builders support builders and a rising tide raises all ships. And we're not in it for just a minute. We're not here to just pop champagne bottles at the end when everybody's riding high on those green waves. This is the show where we connect with the builders who have that grit, that determination to be building through the bear and preparing for the next wave, really. So guys, if you enjoy this show, make sure that you smash that retweet button and show some love to the builders, because today we have a spicy duo. Now, they came onto the stage through Farcaster, and we're going to be diving into their journey and everything so far. So without further ado, let's bring up our wonderful guests for today, Los Fomos, Pau and Taco. How are you today?
Hello. We are feeling quite spicy considering the weather, and it's getting somewhat hotter, even though the day is ending.
Yeah, same here. Feeling spicy and hot, literally.
I mean, I think you came to the right place. I mean, I got the fire right behind me. I've got the fan blowing as well, right there, just off camera, because the summer is well and truly hot. But so okay, let's jump right into it. So tell us. Please introduce yourselves and what it is that you're building and how you got here.
Okay, I will start from the fact that Pau and I famously been building together for the 5 years, but it was always happening through basically online, and we've never met before. And it took us like 5 years to actually first meet IRL, and it all happened because while we were building different things within the crypto space for all these years, we built this little world for us too. It was called Los Fomos, and as we started building our presence on Firecaster, we kind of found an opportunity for us to actually expand our world and bring other people to our little world, Los Fomos. And that basically was the beginning of the show. It started as very short, snappy, under 1 minute episodes of talking with builders and sipping spicy cocktails and asking them spicy questions, and grew into the full IRL production show. And a little update about how actually we met is like we were on the Fireside Media last year while we were raising crowdfund, and the goal of the crowdfund was to fund the production of IRL series and also fund our first meetup with Pau. And after a successful crowdfund in last November, we actually met in Paris IRL, recorded our first episodes. And yesterday we dropped the third episode of Lost Formats that you can check on our YouTube and on podcast, obviously, and Twitter, everywhere, basically.
So a lot has happened because yes, we spoke a year ago, and it was before you guys met. Tell us, like, how does that work? Because I've worked with people like online, but not for so many years before, like, meeting or anything. In fact, like, how did you guys find each other and then find that connection, that spark to think, you know what, this is my person, this is who I want to be working with and building with?
That's a funny question. I'll take the first part. So basically, we studied together in London. We went to UCL. We were supposed to go to UCL, but then COVID happened and we actually went to online UCL. So everything shifted from one day to the other to be completely online. We didn't actually go to the campus, unfortunately. And our time in London, I think, briefly overlapped, but then left one after the other and kind of connected throughout our studies. Never worked on any projects together, I think, but we did find out about each other through our different group chats we had with our uni friends. So we caught up there. Taco had a friend who was into NFTs. I think she was an NFT artist. Is that right?
No, it was. It's like New York-based art curator. He was kind of sharing those his knowledge about NFTs that kind of hooked me in, and then I shared it with Pau as well in one of those chats.
Yeah, I still remember Taco telling me something about NFTs, me falling into a rabbit hole, and then me buying the first NFT that completely went to zero a few weeks later, I think. Yay!
Do you remember what that NFT was?
Yes, it was. It was like a ladies' collection. I think they were.
Rebel?
Yeah, something.
Society.
Rebel Society, maybe. Apparently they had actually like guy founders. So it was a bunch
no,
of.
it's different right now.
Was it boss babes or boss chicks? So I remember that there was an African American sort of collection, like female collection, and then it turned out to be run by two Russian dudes. And it's like, what?
Oh my god, the audacity. No, I don't think it was that.
Was it Wonder Woman? World of Women?
No.
It probably was something else because I don't remember the name, but the World of Women and Rebel Society, I know the people that were running it, so they were legit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the time of NFTs. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was what a wild time to get into crypto. I mean, that's kind of NFTs. I love NFTs. That's kind of what I had an NFT collection myself. Junkyard Dogs. We did it. It was a long road, but eventually, unfortunately, it suffered the same fate as most other NFTs. The collection was called Junkyard Dogs. We did two full roadmaps, so I'm happy to acknowledge its existence. It did end up going to zero. So when you said that your NFT went to zero, I'm like, please don't be Junkyard Dogs. Please don't be Junkyard Dogs.
Oh no, you're fine. You're one amongst many. So
yeah, it's
yeah. I think it was quite funny meeting Taco and meeting around that time, because it was this really exciting time when everyone was so euphoric about the space. And I think it also was very unique because we're not going to get exactly the same wave of NFT euphoria again, but it drew a lot of people in. And that was cool because we were quite curious about the technology behind NFTs, and straight like went deeper than most people, I would say, and immediately understood what the technology can do for us as aspiring media brand owners. So that's where we kind of connected and went deeper and deeper and didn't come out of the rabbit hole since.
So, like NFT, so UCL, online learning, NFTs brought you together. An unlikely combination, but like, but like that's the law. That's the story, and like from vibing over like NFTs and seeing like, okay, like blockchain is technology. Like it's maybe like, however like deep you dived into it. When was it that you realized that you guys wanted to do media? Like, did you want to do media beforehand, and then this was a gateway into it, or and how did you connect? How did you realize that the other one also wanted to do it, and then how did you decide that you were going to build a media company together?
I think there's a few, I guess, ways how we ended up in there, in here. First was like during this NFT craze and a little tailwind or wind, whatever it's called.
Tailwind.
Yeah. After that, especially POW, like I wasn't able to travel a lot, and it was another reason why we actually didn't meet IRL before. It was because like it opened quite a lot of opportunities of meeting interesting people in different niches of NFTs, right? There were those who were built in the metaverse, those who were built in the brands, and we always liked the projects that were like into the storytelling and about creating the worlds and making it a bit more immersive, even if it's not about necessarily the metaverse, but there was IRL activations, and POW especially was going in different places. And our way, and especially my way to connecting those people, was to actually having the show, right? You can reach out to a person in DMs, but well, first of all, it's asynced, so there is no conversation that could be happening, especially when there is a group chat. And also with the thought of what can we bring to the space if we are not there was AI wasn't that advanced, and we were not experienced engineers to be able to build the whole new infrastructure. So yeah, also we didn't have funds, and we were thinking, what can we do? What kind of value we can bring? And we started creating the shows. And the first podcast that we created, it was about fashion of Web3, and we're talking with people who were building in the space and learning, and we ourselves also were kind of learning, working in that space at that time. And yeah, that's actually when the Los Fomos as a world started to kind of form, and it was slowly expanding. Yeah.
Now, when you talk about fashion in Web3, were you focus on female fashion, like icons, like female fashion in Web3, or guys in hoodies at conferences? What are we talking here?
None of them. We were talking more about the wearables, like how technologies allow us to create different ways, how AR or immersive kind of wearables. And it was two directions. One is AR, like augmented reality, and how people through lens could kind of put different clothes and stuff like that. And there was a lot of experimentation in that side, even though we ourselves didn't think that that's the way people will be, using this technology. There was another side about the avatars and how you customize it, whether you have your own avatar, the way this avatar looks, and how you can create a fashion direction in that, in that space. And that was more what we were looking at. not specifically Crypto Bros style.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I mean, that the whole metaverse. I mean, I guess it's very like topical for that time as well. It was like on the cusp of like becoming something mega. We were all going to be in the metaverse. You can get all these clothes. Like the metaverse sort of hype's kind of like winded down, obviously since then. But okay, so that was the start of Los Fomos. Talk to me a little bit about when you guys met. I think that was something that was like, I guess, something to look forward to for many. Like, I think you guys did a great job of bringing people into that journey and actually making people feel like emotionally connected. It's like, oh, like, will they, won't they, when are they ever going to meet? It was a great sort of like marketing and sort of inclusion into that run up. But how was it meeting each other for the first time?
Well, I can start telling you like my side, like my preparation sort of before we met. When Taco came to Paris, we were just about like we were gathering all the equipment we needed, which was what the crowdfund was for, to film this first IRL batch of I think 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And so the days leading up to our meeting, I was cycling around Paris picking up different equipment pieces for our recording, because we had ordered them to different pickup points, like camera stores, for example, just to make sure that they don't get lost in the post. We've had issues with that in the past where I live in Paris. And so basically cycling around and not really having a lot of time to think about how it will be. But the last hour before I actually went to the airport, I went with a friend who was also one of our show guests. And thankfully, she was filming me and thinking about this part, because I was a bit too nervous and all over the place to think about that. So I was quite nervous before we met. And I think even up to the moment where we met 5 minutes later, I was still like hyperventilating a little bit. We have a video. It's actually up on our Instagram. You can find it there, where we meet for the first time, and Ruby like filming me standing at the airport being like, I can't see so well, and I don't have my glasses yet. So I'm like, is it her? Is it her? Is it her? And Ruby didn't even know what you looked like. So she was like, can you show me a
You're
video?
just following different people at the airport with the camera.
Yeah, exactly.
Which one is going to get the reaction? Yeah, I think like the pre-time was quite busy, because we still didn't have the confirmation of the place where we were recording that. Like, even when I arrived, we didn't have this confirmation. So we were quite busy with production things. But I remember when I landed, after I crossed the border, I did stop to touch up my makeup after the flight, just to have a little bit of face when I meet Pau for the first time. And I do remember that I had my phone. I took out my phone in my hand, and I wanted to turn it on. But as I walked around out of the the gate, I saw Pau, and I completely forgot about anything. Yeah, it was quite emotional. Yeah, I think the video that will be recorded kind of captures this and translates these feelings, because we're like, I can't believe I see you, and like the expectation and reality, like how we look, how it's going to be, like just made of flesh and blood. So it was quite emotional, and then the day was quite busy as well, because we had to jump into the work mode straight after we dropped off our bags, or my bags. Yeah, I think the whole week was quite emotional, and I think the next meeting is going to be maybe a bit more real, and something that you can process better, because I still feel that yes, we're mad, but it still feels like we didn't spend that much time together.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it sounds like an incredible story. You guys are painting a really beautiful picture there, with the emotions and all that stuff. Now, I guess this could be a good point to give advice or to all the people that are working in international teams what's been the what's been a what's been a strength and what's been a challenge of working in a different time zones, different locations as a team?
Okay, the funny thing is, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is I actually didn't know, even though I've worked with partly remote, partly in-person teams before, I think the thing that you don't really realize until you meet in person is that being in person is just really cool. And it's really like you have so many chances to chat and brainstorm constantly. And I don't know, I don't like to be on the phone a lot. Like I'm not a big person to call people on the phone. And I'm usually like, when I start a phone call, I'm already like looking forward to put it back down and to stop it. Like I don't enjoy the process of being on the phone, for example. It's a bit different with like video calls, but still, it's so much better to be in person overall. And I only realized once we met.
Same thing. I think we're probably not going to be the people who will be like, yeah, the long distance is great, or like, remote work is great. I think what we want to achieve is actually to be able to work in the same space and to have our own office where we can do, because what we realize, like even in the moment, and especially when you're creating the media, which is around like a lifestyle and a bit like a different type, it's not like just an interview, that being in the same space, we are way better in making decisions and coming up with creative decisions, and also, moving faster because you're just in the moment. So you just snap and do. Whereas when you're remote, and especially when it's like ideation for something to do in the future, it just becomes, well, probably maybe what we can learn to do is to do this faster as well. That's a skill probably that we kind of developed as a result of it. But is it good? I guess when it's team of two, you can do it in the same space and travel and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. I prefer.
Are there any plans to like make that happen? Am I asking a taboo question, or is that some spicy alpha? Any plans there?
Yeah, definitely there are plans. What we are thinking is of me being half time here and half time in Paris, and basically trying to get ourselves in the same space to work on it. And well, maybe something of a taboo. I wouldn't say it's a taboo per se. We're not going to go into specifics, but we're developing the new formats that we can start creating together, and then being in the same spaces, that's required.
Yeah. Actually, also, I would love to be in Tbilisi a bit. So I think I can also see myself like going back and forth between Paris and Tbilisi, because I think it's also part of our story, and it's a really interesting place, very interesting place culturally to be. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Sorry, Taka, where are you from? Where are you based?
Georgia. I'm Tbilisi.
Say it slowly, please. Tbilisi.
Tbilisi, or Tbilis.
Tbilisi.
Tbilisi.
Tbilisi. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm
okay.
very no. I wanted to hit make sure I got it right, because you guys have said it 1,000 times to each other. This is the first time I'm hearing the word, and I'm like, whoa. Let me catch that. Tbilisi. Okay. Wonderful. I'll have to educate myself on it.
Mhm.
You can visit us. Yeah, like I'm turning on my promoter of my Georgia. Yeah, it's a great place to visit as a tourist for a short period of time or a longer period of time.
All right. Make sure you give your ref link to the airlines, the Georgian Airlines, so that you get the credit for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly how they're called.
It
Remember
makes
what
sense.
Dan from Farcaster, he was calling it the crater of civilization.
Yeah, creative. Yeah. Well, I think somebody in Australia bet that name. They found someone buried, that is older than a little lady found in Georgia, but I still support that statement.
No, that Australia stuff, that's fake news. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's get onto more into Los Fomos. Okay, so you shot some episodes in Paris. That was November, did you say?
Yeah, it was in November. Yeah.
Okay, and since then, talk to us about the journey from there to now. I guess, I mean, the whole market's the crypto market's changed. I guess there's opportunities elsewhere as well outside of crypto, but yeah, where has been your focus, your attention in growing Los Fomos since meeting and getting that extra bolt of energy from actually meeting and shooting those episodes?
Okay, maybe I will mention something shortly about the business models. I think the way even we change our trajectory, the way we grow Los Fomos is because of we build our business model around dropping the episodes and rewarding our community members who collect our episodes through the token partnerships and distributing the different tokens. But considering how things have shifted, platforms where we're dropping our own episodes do not exist anymore, or they change the way they operate. Again, token partnerships also don't work that much because the moment of the tokens kind of went away, and there is not that many actual good projects that do something that the other side would appreciate to get the token from. So we had to change, and also when you're in the moment, maybe you don't feel it, even though you know that you need to find a more stable monetization model rather than these type of things, which is quite risky. So that's kind of a moment for us when we realized that we probably need to look into more traditional ways how media works and how we can build our own channel of the revenue. So advertisement is obviously the one thing, and there is different types of partnerships with the companies that you can make campaigns for or integrate into your own show. And then there is also something that is a bit more under your control, which we already experimented with. We dropped our first merch on Farcaster, and developing the new line. I don't like actually to call it merch. We call it apparel. I don't like when we kind of underappreciate the work that we put into the design and trying to find the production and all the things. So we're trying to develop that as well. I forgot the second part of the question, but maybe Paul remembers.
Yeah, so the second part of the question, I think the question was just what happened since we met until now, right? Yeah. I think do you want to say something else, or should I jump? Okay. Yeah, I think we are changing our views, but we're evolving our views when it comes to business models, both because the market is different in crypto now, but also because there are so many opportunities for brands today that we want to explore that are, I would say, a little bit outside the crypto space. And they give us a whole set of new options of things we can do, especially when we're in the same room. We'll be able to record more, have more opportunities for partnerships, go out and go to bars, visit places that we talk about in Los Fomos all the time, try the cocktails that we talk about, create our own spicy cocktail recipes together. So there's a lot of things we can do. And according to that, we're also opening our eyes and minds for new business models. So like as Taco was saying, there's traditional media partnerships, but there's also more opportunities for products, because we talk a lot about cocktails, about enjoying drinks with friends, we have the opportunity to look at the cocktail space. We have opportunities to look at everything that is like around cocktails and cocktail supply. Events, exactly. So we are very much looking into like this direction of IRL and how to bring people together, because we've experienced it ourselves. Like we know what difference it makes to see each other in person and to be physically in the same space. So that direction will be very important for Los Fomos going forward. Can say that much.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you guys are living, breathing proof of it. You know, you've done the working apart, working in parallel, working together. You see, I mean, and also like I this is one of the reasons why I always advocate for going to IRL conferences, because, and this is why I love the medium of live streams and spaces, because when we live in this interconnected world where it's all digital, and especially like in typing on Twitter or whatever, you don't really get a sense of the person behind the text or behind the messages unless you actually speak to them, which is why I love spaces, because it's a great way to engage with community and build those friendships. But then live streams is a great way to present. You see the faces and you get more of a sense of the person. But then IRL, that's the full immersive package. So you know, I think some of my best friends in crypto are people that I've met at these conferences, and we've gone on to work together. And you know, by having those sort of, you know, those anchor connection points from physically being in the same place, it really builds that extra level of trust and friendship. And so I think, yeah, definitely that the fact you're doubling down on IRL, it's a good move, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And it's also like we've already, like the place where we recorded the show that we've recorded together in November in Paris, and also the guests we've had on the show, these are all people that create experiences that we would like to do together. So things that we would have liked to do if we had met in person already. So we want to also continue thinking into the direction of what excites us and what is happening in Los Fomos, in this world of Los Fomos. And depending on like that direction, we can find a range of really cool experiences that we can curate and provide for people. Or even like, yeah, from classes, let's say learning how to make the perfect spicy margarita, to learning how to make your own cocktail glass, or having more like a listening and cocktail experience for the night. So like from enjoyment to actually helping people learn certain experiences. I think that's interesting. Yeah.
So is Los Fomos, so Los Fomos, when I think of Los Fomos, I think of, you know, the chili, spicy questions, you know, hot takes, cocktails. Are you already doing the education stuff? When I say education, how to make the perfect spicy margarita, or is that the next step to like really just for everybody, crypto, non-crypto, everybody who wants a spicy mojito, spicy margarita, you know? And also, are all the drinks going to be spicy, or is it more like what's the essence? Is it the spiciness, or is it the education, or the cocktails? Is that the next step?
That's a great question. I think, let's say, in terms of workshops and like making cocktails together, we'll leave that open for now, because I would say, yes, you know what? Let's make the decision now. Yes, they're all going to be spicy. Okay, decision made. We're getting better at making fast decisions. So yeah, that will be spicy. In terms of, what was the other question again?
Are you already doing the education, like how to make these cocktails, or is that the next step?
I think it will be a next step, because I think the format is important, like the way you would do it, because we don't want to do just like, you know, faceless, oh, this is the recipe. We still want to keep it like you do it because it's something like, you know, the lore behind it, like about the meeting with each other or something like that, a bit more with different things. So going to try different formats. What we do now is we do a little format around glassware. So we're one step away from the cocktails. We're finding and curating some exquisite work of art when it comes to the glassware or different types of tableware, and making overviews around that. But also, again, we're not making just an overview of, we're just going to put in a little bit of our own branding and personas, and making comments, our own spicy comments about glassware and the people who own them. And trying to probably develop the identity of a person, you know, like who is LFer. So yeah.
Oh yeah, LFer is the people in Los Fomos.
I was just about to, like, did I hear like LF? Los Fomos. I like it. I dig it.
Yeah, so I think that's what we do. And about the question again.
Well, I think you answered it now. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it's the next step. The education, the cocktails. I said, like, it's like, what's the focus point? You know, are they all spicy cocktails? Quick decisions made. Yes, they are spicy.
Yeah, they are
Keeping it
spicy.
spicy. Lost for all the LFers. I guess
like what I wanted to say actually about spicy, which I remember now when you said spicy, is that the spicy for us, like, even though we like spicy, and I think it came from the idea that we actually like spicy cocktails, but we adopted into the questions and the show because what we thought of spicy is something a little bit more daring. And, you know, when we asked questions, we're trying to crack a little bit people to, you know, to look at the, especially when it was about the builders, not from the traditional builder, you know, branding, and, you know, look at the person behind a founder name. And I think it's maybe about the lifestyle, again, from the sense of what you want from your life and how do you want to spend it. And when it comes to the experiences, like the shows and the guests that we had in the show, it's about the cabaret, it's about Broadway, it's about niche restaurants that serve specific things. It's about probably going a little bit beyond of traditional passes and having maybe that character that kind of brings you to that. That's why I think it's spicy.
Speaking of which, what is the weirdest thing you've done on camera?
Is this a question to me?
Yeah.
The weirdest thing I've done on camera?
Yeah.
I dare not say.
Well, then you have to think.
Yeah, you have to make a sip.
And these are like public broadcasts. Like, did you ask people that? That's a spicy question.
We've also asked Luca Netz what's the most illegal thing he has done in his life.
He actually shared.
Yeah, he did.
And then did you ask you to cut it, or is that posted? No. What is the most illegal thing?
Well, you can watch it on YouTube.
Tough it down,
I'm kidding. Well, it was he was throwing underground rap parties when he was underage in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a cool one. I would fess up. I would fess up to that if I was doing that. Like, that's a flex. Okay, let me put up your socials. Did you have anything that you wanted to share? Like any screens?
Do you have anything? No.
I don't think we have a screen to share, but you can. Oh yeah, so this is actually our not yet updated link tree because the new episode is supposed to show up there. What you can see here is all our links, but the episode that's shown as a thumbnail is the episode before with founder of the most immersive cabaret in Paris. He's created this wonderful cabaret show, and he was actually the lead choreographer and I think also director of some of the coolest cabarets in Paris, some of the most well-known high-quality cabarets that create shows with stars such as Karol G over time. And he created his own show because he felt like there was a specific type of show missing in cabaret, and that was gender-fluid cabarets. That's what he created, and we had him on the show. And You can also, if you go on that link, you will find our YouTube and see that we have a new episode that was published yesterday.
Yeah. So I clicked on your X. I see. So if anybody watching Los Fomos, make sure you give them a follow. And let's have a look at your link tree. Let's go to YouTube. Share this link instead. Okay.
Also, a side note:
Yes.
we're quite active on Instagram, and you can find us there. And Instagram is actually Los Fomos FM. It's not Los Fomos. We're working on that, but so far, have to stick with what we get.
Yeah.
All right. My laptop's been a little bit slow on finding the YouTube, but it's Los Fomos on all socials, right?
Los Fomos on YouTube, Los Fomos FM only on Instagram.
Los Fomos FM.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And so I guess as we wrap this up, what would be your final call to action for the people watching today?
I will. Do you want to go first?
I'll be very short. I would invite everyone to join Los Fomos on. I think on Instagram will be the best actually, because that's where we'll be the most active, to see about the updates and how they can get involved into building the show together with us and become a LFer. That would be from my side.
Yeah, I would say agree. Join us on Instagram, on Twitter, and yeah, mostly Instagram though. It's where we are spending most of our personal time as well. We have such a long way to go with this almost, but I think we've already come a long way in a different sphere, in the crypto sphere, but like we have a long way to go, and we're building this thing together now. And everyone that joins us now is playing a crucial role in helping us get Los Fomos off the ground into its next level.
Actually, I also want to maybe appreciate even like the early days of the Farcaster and all the people that we met there, because I feel that the people that we met on the platform and who supported us and continue to support us even till today are the people who made it possible for us to get to the point where we are and have these IRL productions and continue to talk with people and then, bring in these conversations back to them. So yeah, I really wanted to appreciate our early efforts and early supporters. Producers, executive producers, that's how we called them. Mixologists.
And also, thank you for inviting us and for supporting us during our crowdfund. It was such a pivotal moment. We changed a lot. We reached the next level back then, the next step for Los Fomos to become the spiciest media brand in and outside of crypto.
Well, it's been amazing and an honor to see your journey, see how you guys have grown. I look forward to the next chapter, and as always, I'm here to support. So when you have more activations or more things going out, just let me know, and we can run it back. Also, each Friday I do an end of the week roundup with the founders of the week. If you want to connect with other speakers, it's a great place to be over on Farcaster Spaces. That's at 12:30 p.m. PST. 8:30 p.m. GMT +1. So if you're in Paris, that'll be 9:30 your time. If that's easier for you guys to, I'm sure you're more in sync with your time zones. But yeah, so that'll be at 9:30 p.m. Paris time. Live spaces over on Farcaster on Friday. So yeah, we'd love for you guys to be able to make it. Connect with some of the other builders if you are available. That would be awesome.
Amazing. We'll try to join. It's tomorrow, right?
So one tomorrow. Tomorrow is we're doing a Venezuela impact relief concert. Some people are coming on for that, doing some music. There's a guy in Venezuela who's boots on the ground, really trying to raise some funds over there. The Friday shows are unrecorded, so he's being honest about what the situation is like over there. So tomorrow we're supporting to raise some funds, raise some awareness for that, and then next week we'll be back to normal Friday firesides, connecting with the founders. So either of those, if you're around, we'd love to have you. You're always welcome. It's an open invitation. It would be a pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll see you there.
All right. Well, thank you, Pal. Thank you, Taki, for your time. Thank you for telling us about Los Fomos and everything you do for the LF community. And I want to say a big thank you to everybody who tuned in today. We'll see you on the next one. So until next time, stay spicy and stay safe, stay healthy, but most importantly, stay based. Peace out, everyone.
I'm a baseline junkie. I'm a baseline junkie. I'm a baseline junkie. And I like it.